Hi, this is Dominic from Paphos Life, and in today's film we're going to have a drive through Killy first of all, before heading down the scenic route to Kamares village and Tala. So let's have the map up first of all, and we get a bit lost in Killy, and then we get a bit lost again on the scenic road down into Camares, believe it or not. But we eventually find our footing and get to the village itself, where we have a nice leisurely drive. And then we head down into Tala, and we finish at Security Absolute Services at the bottom of the big hill. Yes, we managed to take a couple of wrong turns in this film. The first one wasn't our fault, as you'll see, the road just ends with roadworks, but the other one, we made a boo-boo. But it was a nice, and we found a picnic spot because of it, so can't complain. Anyway, we're coming into Killy, which is at the top of the hill next to Sada. If you take the B7 up from Paphos, we've turned left if you're on that B7 into Killy, and then we're driving into the village centre itself. Now, the last few times I've been up here filming, I have seen that they have been redoing all the roads here, not this one. But as you get into the centre, you'll see what I mean. It's all a bit chaotic. In the past, though, we've been able to drive through it, but this time the road was well and truly closed. I cut out a little chunk where I was trying alternate routes, but if you bear with me, I'll tell you where you need to go at the moment to save you a bit of a headache. So if you're coming this way, you basically turn where the car in front of us turns. This is the central part of the village, you see. So they turn to the left there, which if you want to get through Killy, that's the way you need to go. In past times I've come down here and gone past the central church, which is on the right here. But you can't do that, because that's all blocked off. And you might have thought you could have turned left there, but that doesn't work either. You just end up in people's back gardens. So I've gone back now, and I'm following that car where they went. And it's a rather narrow road, so drive carefully and slowly. But you will eventually get on the other side of Killy. There's some major works going on here in terms of the road. But as I said before, they're very narrow. They were designed for when donkeys were the mode of transport. Because in the valley below here is an area called Paradise and Hell, because it's very beautiful, but it's very difficult to get to. And there's a watermill down there. And the only way you could get to the watermill was using a donkey, and so consequently the path that gets there is donkey width, not car width. I haven't been down there for a few years. It's about time I revisited it. But we've made it through Killy now, and we're at the other side, and we've taken the scenic route down towards Camares village. See, we're coming out on the main road again. And we want to take the first turning we come to this time. That one. You see there's a little signpost there, I can't remember what it says on it. Something or other, but take that one, and this will be the even more scenic route, if you like, into Camares, as opposed to the one further up, which is still pretty pretty. In fact, the two do actually merge in later on further down the hill. Right, now we're coming to a junction, and I should have gone right at this junction. And when you see it on the film, it's fairly obvious. But I think what put me off was the sign to Adonis Bath's water park. Right, so you should go right there, but we went left. Because later on in this drive, there is another sign to Adonis Water Park, and if you follow that, you'll end up at Adonis Water Park, and I didn't want to end up there. So I assumed at that point that I wanted to take the other turning, but I was too soon. And this goes to an old radio station or something. I'm not exactly sure what it is. There's a big pylon here. And a nice little picnic area, which will have a tremendous view. I might have to avail myself of that at some point in the future. Because you're not going to get many better views than that of Paphos from a distance. But I just want to turn around now. And while we're driving back to the road we should be on, it's a good time to mention that you should subscribe to our channel, our YouTube channel, if you like our films, and click the notification bell if you can find it, and share the films far and wide. The more people who see them, the more ad revenue you get, which is what we want. And it encourages us to make more films, which is what you want. And if you want to help us out financially, go to our buymeacoffee.com/Paphos Life page and bung us a few coffees. Please do. They do help and they do give us encouragement. And if you want to get something back in return, go to our Etsy.com shop at etsy.com/shop/Paphos Life. And there you can buy all sorts of gifts and memorabilia of Paphos using images that we have taken of Paphos itself. Phone covers, cups, t-shirts, that sort of thing. So have a look there. And also follow us on Facebook. Our Paphos Life page has now got 71,000 members. Followers, sorry, not members. Our Paphos chat Facebook group's got over 30,000 though. And there you can just chat to people about Paphos, ask them questions. And if you want a bigger area covered, then go to our Cyprus chat group and join that. And that is the marketing over and done with. Yes. Anyway, we're going down this hill now. It's a very well-kept road. It's surprising in Cyprus how well a lot of the little roads are maintained. They really do put the UK to shame. I'm only saying this on every time I go back to the UK. I'm appalled at the amount of potholes that there are in major roads and stuff. I mean, Cyprus is by no means perfect, but they look after them a lot better. I suppose it's when there's less traffic as well, there's less damage to them. But this route now is very, very scenic. It's a bit of a cliche term, but it's a lovely drive. Just take it slowly because it's a narrow road, and if you met someone on the opposite direction, who knows, it could be a nice big tractor and you'd definitely lose that encounter. Or it could be a young kid on a motorbike. So drive slowly and enjoy the views. And we'll eventually be coming to the village of Camares. I've never worked out whether Camares is like an official name, because if you look on the maps, they just seem to refer to Killy and then Tala. But everyone knows where Camares is. So whether it's an admission by Google or Camares is just the name that not an estate agent, a property developer has invented, I don't know. There's a funny little viewpoint, party area or something up there on the right. One day I'll stop and check it out. I mean, I haven't done the last couple of times because I've always been recording as I've driven down here. Look at the views here though, they're amazing. And but yes, there is something back up there which looks quite interesting. It's funny because up here you see all those views and you think it'd be a nice place to fly the drone. But the thing is, because you're so high above it, if you fly the drone here, the scene doesn't really change. And the film gets quite boring very quickly. If you do decide that you want to take some pictures while you're driving down, do find a place to stop that's safe, like you could pull in there on the right, for instance. And it doesn't have to be the first place you come to, because the road's very winding and there'll be a number of viewpoints as you make it your way down the hill. Don't park on a corner though, for obvious reasons. I know it's obvious, but I will say it nonetheless. And you should see that we're just arriving at the first houses that make up the top of Camares. And very nice they are too. Certainly a very nice place to live. It'll take you a while to get used to all the winding roads, but I'm sure once you have done, you'll work out the best shortcuts. Not the place I'd want to do a paper around though, if I was a kid. But down we go. The next thing I'm on the look at is that turning to Adonis Baths, because that's coming up. There we are. And we do not want to take that unless you definitely want to go to Adonis Baths, because the road's quite bumpy. Famously bumpy, you could say. Better than it was, but... And before you go to Adonis Baths, do some investigations, because it's a bit of a Marmite destination. Some people love it, other people think it's a complete tourist trap. Personally, I've never been other than the car park. I like to drive because I like going off-roading. And if you want to get a bit more of a challenge, you can also take the E4, which is more farm track than the usual route. Now I'm turning left here. Last time I did this film I went right straight into Tala, but I wanted to take in a bit more of Camares this time. I mean, in terms of what you see, it's pretty much the same as what we've already seen. I mean, there's no sort of hidden shopping centres here or anything. It's all residential. I think I did see there was a gap, a key post thing marked on the map down one of the streets. What that is, I don't know. I mean, the postal services here, in the villages especially, that they could, you won't find an actual post office. It will be someone's house, and there might be a sign up saying post office, and you just ring the doorbell, sort of thing. Because I occasionally get a message or package to pick up, and I just have to go down there. And there are also hairdressers as well, so I hope they're in. This is village life in Cyprus for you. We also have post boxes in the centre of the village. So the postman tends to stick any small letters there and sends us a message if there's something big to pick up. I mean, these days, if you're ordering, I think the current flavour of the month from people seems to be Temu, because postage costs from Amazon at the moment, from Amazon UK, buying is very prohibitive because we're no longer in Brexit, in the EU, so there's big wadges of customs to pay on it. Duty, that's the word I was looking for. So instead, we tend to order, for getting something from Amazon, from Amazon.de, German one, or ES, the Spanish one. But postage costs for anything is like normally about 20 euros or more. And if you're only buying a small thing, that's just not worth it. Whereas Temu, you can get all the stuff, and it might take a month to get here, but it'll be cheap. And it's not, the quality-wise is not as bad as you might think. I mean, I've got some nice camera stuff from them, and it's the sort of thing you can order. Sometimes it's a bit of a surprise, because by the time it gets here, you've forgotten what you ordered, so it's always a little interesting to see what you get. But yeah, anyway, the reason I was talking about places like that is that they will be sent to places like DHL and ACS, and what normally happens, well, with us in Palermi, is that you'll get a phone call and you basically go down to the sorting office and pick it up yourself. Occasionally, it will make its way all the way up to Palermi, but the default seems to be go down to the sorting office, and not most of the time that works out okay, because it means you can pick it up when you want to, and you don't have to worry about making sure you're in. Anyway, we're still winding our way through Camares. I did have one issue with, I think it was, I can't remember, I won't mention the company because I can't remember who it was, so it wouldn't be fair to mention the wrong one. But they were being naughty, and they were like marking on the system that they'd attempted delivery and they hadn't been able to deliver it. And I know that this isn't the case, because when they attempt to deliver it, when it actually gets to Palermi, they always take it to the local supermarket there and say, can you come and meet me here? Because they can never find our place. So I know that if they attempt to deliver it, I will get a phone call. And so I got fed up with this, so I chased up the various companies involved, and basically what the company was doing is just making stuff up. So they couldn't be bothered to get it sent out properly, so they'll just say, oh, try to deliver it, etc., and do it tomorrow. If this does happen to you, make sure you report it using the various reporting options available from whoever you've ordered from. Because if enough people do that, and it gets back to the head office of the international company, as it was, then something might happen. But if you just shrug your shoulders and think nothing of it, it's not going to change. Anyway, that's my little moan out of the way. But no, but the companies themselves, because I bought camera equipment, and they were very interested to hear that they'd been lied to by the delivery company. So do bear that in mind. Anyway, we're coming out of Camares and we're coming into Tala now. This is the main roundabout. If you go, the first turning takes you up to the monastery. That turning there takes you on the main road through Tala, but we're going through the centre so you can see the village taverns before we'll be finishing. Yes, I spent too much time ranting about postal services, I think, on this film. But it's probably a good thing, because I don't really have a lot to say about Camares, because it's all residential. It looks nice enough, and there you have it, basically. So in that instance, I'm actually getting value out of the appalling postal service that I experienced. I mean, and I have to say, it's not the state postal service I'm talking about. My little chap in Palermi with the hairdresser, he's fine. No complaints about him whatsoever. Right, so here we're going down to another roundabout. That's just a little security warning that popped up, so ignore that. And on this roundabout, normally I'd do a full 360 loop, but there was a van there, so I didn't want to get close to that. So, but that's where all the taverns are, in this area. And we're just going to come back onto the main road that we would have been on had we taken the ever turning on that roundabout. And this will lead us down into the welcoming arms of Security Absolute Services, who are the company we always recommend for your security needs, not because they're advertised on our site, but they're a very good company, and I've got a lot of time for them. because of all the community work they do. So I'm always happy to plug them in our films, even though it's not part of the contract. How's that for professionalism? Anyway, and on that bombshell of a note, I will bid you farewell. I will say stay safe to everybody, because it's going a bit crazy at the moment. And we'll see you in the next film. Take care. Cheers.